Alright, so we got two tanks for sale. This is the, I believe it's 110 gallon, if I remember right. So I can't find the key to this, so I just unscrewed it. It's like $5. I think you can replace it if you wanted to. So, it's open on the back sides. Allows for good airflow. It's lined with heavy-duty trash bags that are glued down. I did that specifically to protect the wood on the bottom from water leaks. The switch I'll be taking out. None of the electronic stuff will be staying in here. It wasn't working right anyway, so I'll be taking that out. But it is drilled on the bottom. It's dirty right now. This light does not go with it. That's the overflow. The front chamber here is the overflow. The back chamber is where your pipe comes through and sticks up out of the top for your return. That way that stays dry in there, so you don't really have to worry about that bulkhead in the bottom of that one leaking, because it stays empty. Unless, of course, your pipe leaks, and then it will fill up. Not really a big deal if your bulkhead's not leaking, though. It's dirty. I haven't cleaned it since I took it down. It's a good tank, doesn't leak. Hadn't had any problems. It's got very, very minor scratch. I think right here. There's really not much in the way of scratches. A couple really minor ones, and that's it. It's dirty, so you really probably can't even see them on the camera. And it's like when you clean the glass, you would never even know the scratches are there. Only time you ever notice them is if algae starts growing in them. And like I said, it's not bad at all. I've had way worse. This piece of the wood was broken when I got it. You can fix it if you want. I've got it just staple in the top there to hold it on. Never bothered me. You don't really notice it that much. If you're looking at that, that means whatever's in there, there's something wrong, because you should be focused on that, not this. And with that, there are some minor blemishes on the wood. Oh, my light just turned off. Right here, you can see there. That's from when we moved. It got bumped into a door or something. Same thing right here. This should be pretty easy to fix. I really think if you just slap a clear coat over that, you shouldn't be able to see it anymore. That's all it is the clear coat got scratched. The wood's not actually damaged, it's just the scratch. I don't know what hit it. Just along the wood there. It was probably rubbing against something in the moving truck, if I had to guess. But again, the glass is fine. Back's painted. It's got these vents. I put some screen over it to keep stuff from jumping out. When I got it, it had a top that was made out of wood that was completely falling apart. I never bothered to make another one. Here's the other tank for sale. This is the back of it. This is a 40 gallon, 45 gallon, somewhere in there. It's got 3 drills. It's 2 drains, 1 return. Return again, dirty. Sand isn't going with it. Unless you really want the sand, we can probably work something out. Again, this one's dirty. Again, these are the drains. So the way I had this one set up was, I forget what they're called, but you set the bottom one, the lower one up as a siphon with a ball valve on the back so you can slow it down. The higher one is like a safety drain, and basically you slow the siphon down to where this has just a tiny trickle of water going down it. So that you don't want the siphon to ever be able to completely empty this, because then you get the slurping noise and you'll break the siphon. Which, if you break the siphon, then this will take up this, it will stop, and then it'll fill up, and this will start draining. But the idea behind this is it's silent if you can get it dialed in perfectly. So you would, again, ball valve this one down to where it's just barely enough to keep it draining. This one will have just a tiny trickle going down it. And then, of course, you got your return. It's got a valve to where you can adjust the flow. This was set up as a low flow system. If you wanted to make it a higher flow, you simply replace these elbows with T's, drill your top on your caps, and then you'd have regular drains, and then you can run it at a higher flow rate. So this one has really no scratches that I'm aware of, like at all. I was using it for a predator tank. I had a couple eels in it and a lionfish. So it's it's an older style tank. It's got the laminate instead of wood. It's plastic. It's got a child lock on it. There's really no room in here for sump. I mean, if you were running maybe you might be able to fit a 10-gallon in there, maybe. It's got a 15-gallon that's narrow that might fit in there. So you could probably get something in there if you wanted. The way I had it plumbed, this tank was actually plumbed into that one, which was plumbed into that one, which was plumbed into that one, and it was like a 600-gallon setup when it was all said and done with. And I did that because I'm lazy and I didn't want to have to test water on a bunch of different tanks. So everything was plumbed together. That's why this stand worked for me. Even if you can't fit much in there, I didn't need to. It was empty. That 90-gallon was my sump. And of course my main display. And it sounds like the kids just let the dogs in. So anyway, I'm asking $200 for the big tank, and I'm asking $60 for the little tank, and I need them gone as soon as possible because I got Halloween is coming, and this is all Halloween stuff, all this. So I need those gone, so I can get the cabinets finished, get that out of here, and all this get cleaned out, and I'm doing a Halloween project in the garage. So I need these gone within the next couple weeks. Make an offer. Bye.